Good afternoon and good evening, Barstool Sports fans. This is the Rundown. Today is February 9th, Wednesday, February 9th. Carl, Chief, Dave, how we doing, guys?
Doing great.
Good. Today's show is brought to us by Wood Grooming. And I know how much you guys love the product. Chief, hair looks fucking great today.
Thank you. I use Wood Grooming. I have the one with the orange cap. What are you doing there? You got the beard oil? You're going to rub it in right now?
Gonna do it a little right
Is this
now.
our first ever live beard oil on air?
What is that smell?
Smells good.
It doesn't tell me the
fragrance.
scent, the
Let me
fragrance.
see it.
But it smells delicious.
Softens facial hair and smooth dry skin. So you get a little 2-for-1 action here.
Yeah, give me a little more, actually.
Oh, it does smell nice.
It could
Just
be
a
the
little bit
Euro.
that's
fruit
too
oil.
much wood, but a little goes a long way with wood.
Especially with beard
see
oil.
my hand? All over this delicious, luscious flow I got.
All
on
right,
my
dude.
face.
It literally says instructions: dispense 1 to 3 drops in massaging the hands. You've liberally coated your hands in that.
He's got a thick beard, though.
I do
That's
got a thick
normal
beard.
guy beard.
And I would say that was about 3 total drops.
Okay.
I think I probably gave you about 6.
No way.
Of the drops?
Of the drops? No, that wasn't that much.
Anyways.
We like Wood Grooming products.
Yeah, and the Golden Hour is the orange cap scent that I like. So, yeah, check them out. CVS, right?
Yeah, CVS.
Nope.
I mean, what are you fucking?
He's trying to rub oil on me. That doesn't come out.
Yeah, it does.
No, it
Do you
doesn't.
know what dissolves oil, Chief? Didn't you ever take a fucking chemistry class? A little bit of soap. Go
Is
watch Fight Club for me one
I don't.
time.
Is that true?
I don't
Yeah,
think that's
that's-
true.
I don't
Then
think
how come
soap
if you-
dissolves oil.
Yeah.
You
Salt-
fucking moron.
I will bet right now
Then how
that
come-
you can look at one of the first principles or traits of soap is that it dissolves grease and oils. It just dissolves them.
Yeah, but if you get an oil stain from some kind of food onto your sweatshirt, that spot lives in your sweatshirt forever.
We have Google.
I have oil stains on sweatshirts.
We
I'm
have
bringing in
Google.
tomorrow.
Chief, Google it.
I think you're thinking about dishwash. I think you're thinking about cleaning the frying
soap
pan.
dissolves grease, oil, grease or oil.
What's the difference between grease and oil, Dave?
They're the same thing.
I think grease is a byproduct.
What does it say, Chief?
To remove grease or cooking oil stains, you can pre-treat the stain with a spot of dish soap like Dawn. Wash the garment in an enzyme-based liquid detergent, such as Tide Ultra Stain Release Liquid, which has been specially designed to lift even the toughest stains like oils from clothing. That sounds like a fucking ad from Tide, and I don't think I believe it.
This sounds like we're doing ad inception now. We
Okay,
we
hold
just
on,
did a
hold on,
Tide
hold on.
ad in the middle of a Wood ad because Dave. How is the oil on your face, Dave? Oh Jesus!
My
Stop.
My beard feels. I mean, we're balls deep into winter right now. Dry skin, dry face,
Yep.
dry hair, dry everything, dry balls. But my beard feels nice and nourished right now from the beard oil.
Good.
From the wood beard oil. And where's that dropper again? I got Chief on full tilt over here.
Yeah, I don't want any oil
applied to
stains.
beard. I don't know what it smells like, but it smells good.
Have
So,
you gotten positive response from your significant other?
I have.
There's a thing here that says specifically talk about positive response from significant
I
other.
actually genuinely do get that. Like, ooh, you smell great.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what is
That's
that?
a great compliment
Do you?
to get,
Hey,
too.
do you go? It's the golden hour.
Yeah, I'm like, it's wood.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe, it's wood.
Do you guys want to be as cool as us? Go get some Wood Grooming products. All products $15 and less. All products are sulfate-free. Beard shave, beard conditioner, oil shave creams. Go to CVS. Get it online.
We should work on that ad line. Cool as us.
Oh, that's a joke. Are you think I'm being dead serious?
I'm sure it's written there, right?
Oh, no. I just said that.
Oh, okay. I was like, have higher standards for yourselves out there. Yeah.
We're not cool guys.
God damn it, Dave.
Like,
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
not.
Dave's just playing grab ass. I don't, and not to say we're not.
Uncool?
Yeah, we're not uncool.
We're
but if you
just-
were like, what are these guys like? No one's gonna come in here and be like, they're cool.
Yeah, I don't think
There's
so.
nothing cool about me.
No.
But again, great hair, Chief. This is the longest Wood ad product to start a rundown of all time. That's because we're committed to these products. We're committed to the brand. We're committed to you guys. Okay, off the top, let's talk commitments. Arkansas beat that didn't even work. Arkansas beat #1 Auburn, and amazing finish to the game. Obviously, Coach Eric Musselman's a very good friend of Barstool Sports. Chief, I know you love the passion of college sports. Did this resonate? with
Yeah, it was one of those things that this is the type of year where I really start to pay attention to college basketball. And I think last night specifically, I was watching Purdue
Killed us.
against Illinois, and then I saw this going viral. I'm like, all right, I'm ready for March. Like that, it was that type of a moment, and the shirt off, while still wearing the sling. Like, talk about what that's going to be a weird tan line, but that guy, like, that to me is college basketball, and that. And if you've heard him on PMT, like, he lives for shit like that. So I love Eric Musselman. It's impossible not to.
That's just a great name, too.
Yeah. And I also like that it was an unranked team. They're unranked, correct? Arkansas?
I think so.
Fairly certain that they're unranked. Beat the number 1 team. That's when you storm the court.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's when you storm the court. But I would be remiss to say that I fucking hate Bruce Pearl. Carl, I'm sure you have.
He's Bruce Pearl can kiss my ass, suck my dick, and he can go fuck himself. I hate that guy.
I fucking hate that guy.
hated
So anytime there's like something bad happens to him, I'm like all for it. So that's the only take I got in it. Fuck Bruce Pearl.
You ever been in a court storming? I went to a big school.
No, high school, yeah. A lot of court storming. That was like, we're going to storm the court. But no, in college, no court storming.
No,
maybe
no opportunities
to.
to.
No, there weren't either. There weren't either. I was too busy. I was at the library.
We stormed the court when we played Augustana University.
No. Please tell
The
me
Vikings.
you're joking.
I promise you, I'm joking.
Were there any? You went to a D3 school. Were there like students on campus that were like, we're going to the basketball game and like we're cheering?
I mean, I would go on like a Tuesday night, but
yeah, but you would go and support your friends.
Yeah,
right? Like,
pretty much. Yeah. We all lived with each other and shit, but like if they lost, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
In fact, I rooted against them because they were my friends. Same with the football team, and even same for the baseball team. We were playing Wheaton College one time, and we were sitting in the bullpen, and we were just getting our dick stomped. And my buddy Ricky, he was a reliever with me, and he was down in the dugout. And he gets told to warm up, and I had a couple friends that were sitting by the fence where the bullpen was, and Ricky comes sprinting down. He's like, "Oh fuck! I guess Fitz wants to give up more runs. He's putting me in next." And like that was what we did on the baseball team. Like we expected to lose by 30 every game.
Okay.
So
Optimist
yeah, exactly.
or realist.
A little bit of both, I would say.
That's the way it should be. Congratulations to Arkansas. Big win, +2. Big Cat was talking about that. That was like, I don't know if it was a play of the year for him or whatever, but it fucking hit. Okay, what else we have on the list here? From one wonderful story that we'd like to talk about, college basketball and court storming, to something I would rather avoid. Trevor Bauer, after a 5-month investigation, will not face any criminal charges in the LA court system. Sources tell The Athletic Bauer's active investigation by Major League Baseball remains open. He can still be suspended by Major League Baseball. White Sox, Dave, you have the roughest sex out of the three of us at this table, and I'm interested to know how you feel about
I
this.
wouldn't say that. I would say I have normal missionary sex like the rest of us losers in here.
Shirt off, though.
Shirt off, yes.
Boy.
Will not. I mean,
Lights off, though, too.
oh yeah, lights off.
Like, yeah, I've got the extra curtain.
Yeah.
I don't want to know
shirts
what
off, lights
her,
off. That's
like,
the rule.
If she is dumb enough to bring me home, like I don't want to look her in the face. Like, you fucking pig, look what you're doing to yourself.
I mean,
right now.
Dave, this isn't Dave's.
That's not a comment on her physical appearance.
This is
It's
hyperbole.
a comment on her judgment.
on her judgment.
Yeah.
Like,
We are sponsored
you
by a
sicken me.
Barstool product today, so this is okay. You're
sicken me.
joking around.
Well, and I'm not joking around. She actually does sicken me, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the legalities of everything because I don't know anything about the law. But if charges were dropped, how does that mean that they were in discovery and they found out that? I'm asking.
Sure,
sincerely.
they're investigating here. This is an actual legitimate thought on this. I'm not just joking around here. He's so high profile. This would be such a high profile case and trial if they brought charges. You can't bring these charges unless you know for sure that he's going to be found guilty. Because if there's hesitation, he can get off. It gets dragged out for years, and then that will compromise MLB's investigation because they won't be able to do anything until that's done. And now you're taking one of the highest paid premier starting pit, and you're dragging this huge story out. Now I'm saying whether he did or didn't do it or whether it's right or wrong. A lot of times when it comes to high-profile cases and charging people, it very much comes down to what's going to be the public perception if we get this wrong?
Yeah.
Because these people are in elected positions,
Right?
I shouldn't say all. A lot of people that are making these decisions and recommending whether or not they bring charges and what type of charges are very much elected positions. So if you're the guy who brings, how the fuck did you not? How does he go free? That creates a whole shitstorm, which unfortunately makes its way back to the initial decision of whether or not you bring charges. Now, I'm not saying that is the case, but that is very much the case.
Yeah, it's tough because I genuinely just don't like Trevor Bauer. I think so. It's like he has this era of this guy is an asshole, and then but it's like is what he did. I don't know. Like the text messages leaking was, kind of you could kind of be like, okay. Like, you could kind of envision a scenario where it wouldn't hold up. I guess, according to the blog from Hubs, that they didn't even have enough to get a restraining order filed against him.
It's tough.
So, now, I have heard previously from some personal experience, people I know, that restraining orders are actually can be very difficult to get.
In California?
That's just what I've been told.
Okay.
So, that they're very difficult to get. So we'll see how that all plays out. But yeah, I mean, it's just like this guy is such an asshole, and he's definitely fucking weird. But is it enough to put him in jail? I guess the DA thought no.
I think you say it perfectly. I just don't like him. I look at him, I don't like him. I don't like him just period.
I don't like when he talks. I don't like when he pitches. I
always was kind of the pro Trevor Bauer guy because I
Yes.
thought he brought a different perspective to the game of baseball, and he was like outward about many different things, both rules, about Rob Manfred, about everything and anything in between. And I appreciated that, but like, dude, at the same time, shut the fuck up sometimes. You know?
Can't.
Yeah.
He can't.
I think
he can't.
I think he just has this like he comes off as a guy that
Little man syndrome.
holds himself in the highest regard.
He's the smartest guy, not just of all time.
Yeah,
it's
right.
preposterous, and like he can't even like I've seen some of these video rants he does. I'm like, you can't. You think you're so smart, you can't even articulate your own argument. Like fuck this guy. So whatever, he's not going to jail. Not my call. I don't know enough about the case, but at the same time, still fuck him.
Yeah, he'll be paying. I mean, whatever.
He'll be bothering us this year.
Yeah, and he'll be hearing about this for the rest of his life. So,
I wonder, do you think he's going to play this year?
I think so.
oh,
yeah.
he probably would have played last year. He'd play through all. He doesn't give a fuck. He probably wants to go out there and just.
And the
strike everybody
Dodgers,
out
I
and
would
tell you to
assume,
suck his
probably don't give a fuck because they owe him what is it?
I could
$40
see.
million?
I would guess. I would guess that if this were an NFL story, he would be suspended. I don't know if MLB will do it.
Yeah.
But suspended for what?
Whatever
That's
MLB
that's
will
my
do,
question.
MLB will do what they're like. Well, we
see
have
what happened
to.
to her?
Like, we have to do this.
I did not. I don't.
The photos are bad.
And that could be a topic for next week's rundown.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But we'll stay on
Adidas.
Adidas. I'm like, I want to get out of that
Well,
so I can go to the
yeah.
next topic.
Right.
And I go to the next
Yeah.
topic, and the next topic says, tits are out, guys. A lot of them. I'll just be very specific here. So Adidas released a campaign for new sports bras. Adidas, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a montage. This isn't a montage. It's a collage. So whoever wrote this
Yep.
know the fucking difference. I know they end in AG, but like they're a huge difference.
Yeah.
Especially we got a graphics department you could ask
Rocky
about,
does
too.
montages.
Yes.
This is a collage.
And with great music.
Yes.
With great music.
Mhm.
Is this a questionable ad choice? Of course, I know it seems like I'm going to the well time and time again here, but Dave, you're a horny guy. You like the tits. You don't like the tits.
I didn't like any of those tits, if we're being frank. But I mean,
0 for 25?
pretty much over 25.
Wow.
They're batting 0. But
There's
that's
a pair
not
right here.
the
That's nice.
point of their tweet. They're sitting there,
Got our attention.
dude. Don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. You don't give a flying fuck. You want, like, are you going to be asking any of these girls to wear your sport bras in your next fucking commercial? No, it's going to be some fucking perfectly toned up ab with nice tits, like younger athlete. Get the fuck out of my face. It's like it's virtue signaling is what it is.
You think so?
1,000%. And like,
What virtues does Adidas have to signal, Dave? It's a
that's
sporting goods company.
They're
They
supporting women. Blah 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 blah. Get the fuck out of.
I know what you're saying, but I'm not sure I agree with that. This is just the way of the world. Victoria's Secret got rid of all the angels, but I wasn't even thinking on that realm. I was just like,
Come on, Chief, work here. You're a business guy. Think for a second. Let me see Adidas market share in female apparel, and where can you build trust in that demographic It's got to be, it's got to be close to the chest.
This
literally.
goes back to, like, I remember reading an article about, you always hear about, like, unattainable body goals and all these, kind of grocery store checkout magazines. Well, there's a study done. It's like when they have, like, and who buys those? Largely women. And it was like, well, when we have a hot chick on the cover for a women's magazine, Women's Health, whatever, sales skyrocket. So even women who are like, they might be like, that's a little too sexual or whatever. They still buy it at a higher rate. So it's the same thing with, like, the Lululemon. Like, that guy, their founder, got in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, because he said yoga pants aren't for fat chicks, right?
Something to that.
I don't know if that was in his, like, quarterly earnings
he
statement.
Said something
it was
pretty
something like
close
that.
to
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I know that was the sentiment.
Right. And it's like, if you have
Fat chicks.
if you have the hottest girls wearing your stuff, well, that just means everybody wants to be that, so everyone's going to want to buy that regardless of their size. So I don't know what their plan is with this or that.
I think
it got everybody's attention, which was their goal.
It got their attention for the wrong reasons, though. It's like, oh, look at all these floppy, flat titties.
I don't know.
That's what everybody's making fun of them right now. No one's like, oh my God, they're right. Like, body positivity. That might have been their end goal. I don't think it was. I think it was just for them to be the loudest in the room. Oh, look how progressive we are. And in the end, it's just like, all right, oh, dude, let's sit at the board meeting and fucking blast this tweet out to social media. This will really get them talking about Adidas and how we want body positive images. And no, dude, you're getting made fun of because you sent a fucking ridiculous tweet.
You know what I wonder sometimes?
That's all it is.
I wonder if, like,
cut the bullshit.
This is something that has to be greenlit by the CEO. Or if he, like, scrolls on Twitter one day, he's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh,
Like,
God.
I guarantee that's the case.
No,
I don't know.
You gotta fucking
I don't know.
rope in Johnny
I don't
CEO.
know. I don't know.
How many times have you seen Portnoy, like, quote tweet Barstool, like, what a fucking crazy tweet?
This is
We're a
so
different company,
I know.
I wouldn't rule it out that, like, there are C-suite people or board members of Adidas who are like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I probably board member people that are like Professor Emeritus at Columbia. But I think that, like, I do think there is. Yeah, I think there's
Emeritus.
Whatever. What's his name? Bezos. Okay, I got that one right. There is a sliver of hope or whatever. Not hope. I mean, I don't really care that much. But I'm willing to look at this and be like, you know what? Maybe they don't do well on the 40 and over crowd. And maybe this is something to be like, you know what? Maybe those tits aren't good enough for Lululemon, but they're good enough for Adidas. Maybe those tits aren't good enough for Nike, but at Adidas, your tits are good enough for us. And if that's a message they want to send, and I'm a woman, and I got
all right, you said that with your heart, now say it with your head.
I mean, they're obviously fucking trying to get people to click and talk about their shit and fucking run out in front of us and be like, look at us.
I don't know about their sports bras, but Adidas makes good apparel.
You could probably go for
probably
a sports
could.
bra.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm Titty City.
Are you?
Yeah, it's bad these days.
Don't worry. In no time,
you're not going to touch your weight though.
In a couple months, we'll have a product in here, and we'll be like,
don't even
Barstool
try to
Sports,
say that you.
We just pioneered the first man.
The bro.
We tried
the man's
it
ear.
Here comes our
bro.
Here comes the collective from the Content Fat Pen trying them on.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Which was a joke, but I actually wouldn't be surprised.
The man's ear.
Okay. My favorite story on the list, and Chief, you blogged it. It is. This is the New York City mayor talking about his diet in a very confrontational way. Chief, you blogged it.
Yeah.
You're passionate. Are you passionate about plant-based diets?
I'm not passionate about plant-based diets, but I mean, thanks to snake drafts, like a big part of like my online internet experience is just tweeting cheese. Yes, tweeting soft cheese with that burrata. So this whole thing, like that guy I'm like, why are you so angry about someone asking you about your diet? But I guess I think if I were someone who had like a restrictive diet, and I think those people get asked about it all the time. So maybe it's just like he was the 100th person since he took office, and he freaked out. He's like, I'm not answering questions about cake and if there's eggs in the batter. Like, I'm not talking about that shit. I am mostly plant-based. And he tried to compare heroin to cheese. And it's just like, that does not hold water at all. Go ahead, Dave.
I remember I blogged this like fucking 5 years ago, a long time ago. I would have to dig it up. It might have gotten lost by DevNest, in fact. Bacon has the same chemical dependency as methamphetamine because they're like super close chemically or something. So like you can,
I don't believe that at all.
It's you can look it
something
up.
where it releases something in the brain.
Like something like that. Yeah,
triggers a dopamine release.
I'm not saying that it's fucking heroin or anything
or that
like that,
bacon's a
but
controlled substance.
I love cheese. I love bacon. And if there's cheese or bacon in front of me, he's right. I am eating that.
I think there's a distinction between regular cheese and melted cheese. Melted cheese, if it's like a good like quesadilla or a pizza or something like that. Yeah. Like
what about a ladle of the nacho? Do you like that?
Are we talking? What's the?
It comes in
like
a
a
plastic
roux.
bag, and you gotta like heat it up.
I
and
don't
then
see. I don't
ladle
think
it.
that like a Velveeta. Like Velveeta can be great, but like I don't.
That's cheese flavored.
Yeah, I thought you were talking.
I'm
about
saying like stadium nachos.
What's?
No.
Yeah, I'm not a
Gross.
stadium nacho guy.
You're not.
It's not cheese.
You're not above stadium nachos, Dave.
I am above stadium.
Chief
nachos.
is. He's not.
I-
I didn't say you. I said he isn't.
I don't like the cheese. It's not cheese though.
Yeah, it's
it's
not
just like
cheese.
cheese
Okay,
flavored.
Goop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sauce.
Give me. I'll have a brat. Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll have a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
Thanks. Plant-based.
Well,
I mean, fucking problem with that.
I'll say this: if
Do
you
you?
have a plant-based diet, you're a fucking pussy.
This is Tom's mayor. This is your mayor. This is a guy who called our mayor, Chicago, who is, we don't do politics. He said that we don't have emotional intelligence, though. And now this guy's going to fight a reporter about his plant-based diet. So, I don't know.
Grow some balls, man. Eat some fucking eat the meat of a slaughtered animal.
It's
There's nothing
also
more
one of those
human-
things where it's like, okay, like let's say that he's right and that being plant-based can add 10, 15
I don't
years
want
to
to
you.
add any years of my life.
I'll die at 80 eating sausages and cheese and be happy about that than live to 95 eating fucking spinach.
Oh,
So,
grinding out that 95th year,
Yeah,
still eating the
fucking-
spinach.
Yeah,
Pistachio.
Like,
You know,
I'd
are you
rather
sure you don't want to get a slice
enjoy-
of pizza? Like, no.
I'd rather enjoy my life.
I got my 93rd birthday coming up in 50 years. Like I
Gotta
can't
make
miss
it.
that.
You
I
gotta
can't
make
miss
it.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations to the people of New York who voted for this guy. He seems like a complete lunatic, and or maybe I'm catching him on a bad day. I just know comparing the opioid crisis, which you guys have covered in depth on the dog walk, even remotely floating that out in comparison to burrata, smoked Gouda. How do you pronounce the French cheese that's in French onion?
Gruyere.
What?
Gruyere.
Doesn't he work for Barstool? Gruyere?
Gruyere. Yeah.
What is it?
Gruyere.
Gruyere.
Yeah, Gruyere.
That's a tough one to say. Okay, we're in the post show. So the post show here says stories from LA live shows. Well, guess what? Whoever wrote this,
Let's call Ed. Should
We're
we
in.
FaceTime Ed?
We're in the Chicago office. We're not in LA. This is not an LA rundown. So
I mean, we could talk about how Dave gave Sydney food poisoning.
Dave was being a little crybaby on
I wasn't
Twitter.
being a crybaby. When did you eat that meat?
When did we eat? Monday?
So 8 days ago. Today's February 8th, Tuesday. Chief just finished his meat last night. Chief is fine. That was over a week ago.
No, I'm not saying that it was like particularly the meat. It's how it maybe was stored or the KitchenAid. Have you used the KitchenAid grinder before?
I have used it, but these guys will back me up. Have I not scrubbed that every time I've used it?
Oh, wait. What did you guys say earlier?
To be fair, that was Harry who said it, not me.
What did you say?
I was just saying that it was sitting in the sink for like 3 weeks. The whole sink's been dirty for like 3 weeks.
It was sitting in soapy water. There's nothing that could have gotten you sick from that meat.
Our water's also still brown.
I just drank some of the water and it was disgusting. But, I mean, you work with what you got.
I personally don't think you did, unless I just have like that. You ever seen that episode of The Simpsons where he goes to like a chili cookout and he like pours a melted wax candle into his gut so he can eat the hot pepper?
Yes.
I think I just naturally kind of have a gut like that where I'm just like, it's fine. Like I'll just eat it and I'll be fine.
but you're purely Elizabeth. You're
I
like
eat that for the
non-preservative guy, right?
Yeah. I try to not have like I try to eat organic. Yeah.
You have a clean.
Yeah, but-
honestly, You're probably the closest to
to Eric
plant-based
Adam.
diet.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
except I eat meat and cheese at every fucking meal.
I like beef and cheese.
But yeah, I took it down, no problem. I ate that deer meat. I had a burger
Over a week after.
and I had it that day too.
That day, over a week after,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't get sick for either instance. And she's like, well, was it the same meat? It was literally the same ground
Literally
meat.
the same bag.
In different. It was in one big bowl, and I separated into 2 Ziploc bags and
Maybe
gave you one of them.
she's just not cut out for the outdoor game life.
Well,
like us.
that's like what I brought up to her. First of all, I asked her, I'm like, if you being the professional, like your dad is wildly famous in the hunters world and the outdoors world, you are as well. You're the pro here. Chief and I have no idea what the fuck we're doing. What? Hold on. What were you doing? Letting us eat potentially spoiled meat because she said that she thought it smelled funny. It's like the entire office was eating this. You didn't think maybe, hey, this meat probably is bad. We shouldn't eat this, and to tell us.
The other reason that using that same logic, she's been eating deer meat since she was fucking born. Okay?
Straight out of the womb.
Right. So the one time she gets sick and meat cooked by you is not a good look for you.
I mean, there is a chance that it was that meat. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was. There's so many other. Like,
I had
for
no
sure.
issues. I had no issues.
I didn't have. Neither did Harry. Neither did Lance. Neither did Sean. I don't know if Carl. I know Ed didn't eat any. I gave plenty away. I gave a bunch to my dad. He's eaten it. Has never said anything. Shane Reardon.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a bunch. He's been.
Who
eating.
else? Let's keep going.
I
Let's
mean,
get a new
it's-
ban list, except
it's-
it's the deer list.
It's at least 12 people who consumed ground Carl or otherwise,
Yep.
and they all were completely fine.
That's because ground Carl plays, and I think this.
Other than
I think
Sydney.
the-
I think Sydney probably had like some fucking Italian beef the night before with like hot jardinere or something, and the hot jardinere gave her diarrhea.
Could very well be.
I mean, you know, like the you had to say the D word. You had to go hard D.
It was her said it. She said that she was on the toilet for hours and hours and hours the next day.
I think she missed a flight.
She missed a flight
She missed a flight
because she was taking poops.
gross.
That was her who said it, not
No,
me.
I know. It's just like revisiting it in vivid detail is.
And
What about Oregon Trail when like Chief ate the spoiled meat and you slow down to you got to slow the pace down and he's dead, or like what were the other diseases? Dysentery,
dysentery,
cholera.
typhoid.
cholera. What's cholera?
I think cholera is where you like bleed out of your eyes and nose and ears and like you die a zombie death.
I would watch a documentary on like the
Profuse watery diarrhea, vomiting, thirst, leg cramps, restlessness, or irritability.
Maybe I did give her cholera.
It's like, hey babe, you want
She have cramps?
cholera?
Did we store that? How did we store that deer, Chief?
Froze it.
Negligently.
How do you know?
I mean, I opened up that fridge for 2 months and watched like a bag of deer meat fall out, or like
That was, frozen
It
though.
was only in the freezer.
And she's
what about
bringing-
when you thawed the deer meat for 6 days in the sink?
6 days?
Maybe it wasn't 6 days. It felt that long. I just
I think
went
it was
over
just
this-
overnight.
Okay, it was just an overnight.
You do that with turkey. How
Yeah.
are you supposed to cook frozen meat? And she's like, it was
Birds
in
are
the
different.
sink.
Birds
are way worse.
Poultry's way different.
You don't.
I think
Poultry's
Dave's right.
way
I
worse.
think you're
You get- you-
avian bird flu. Stuff
No,
like
I know,
that.
but I'm saying a turkey is a smart animal. It
No,
sees
is
colors. Yes. Oh yeah, wild turkeys are very hard to hunt. They're one
We'll
of
find out.
They're
We're
one
going-
of
we're
7
going turkey
animals
hunting.
that can see colors, guys.
What are the other 6? Us?
All right, ready? Fucking obviously us.
I don't know if this is right.
No, turkeys. There's 7 animals. It's human beings. And
Their
then
vision is supposed to be super good though.
I'll take the closest to us on the monkey train. So whoever that is that a chimp?
I think so.
I think it's a bonobo.
No, you know it's a bonobo.
It's a bonobo.
You're saying that. Oh, I think I read it. No, you know it's a
There's
bonobo.
bonobos and chimps are the 2 closest. Yes.
They can see color. You can see color, Dave.
I can see
What
color.
animal are you?
I think I'm a human.
Add it to the list. What else?
I
Anything
didn't give
else?
Sydney food poisoning. She's full of shit.
We did we squashed this on Redline Radio today too.
She also,
Go listen to that.
she's like, it's been sitting in the, it was sitting in the sink. Where else am I going to let it thaw out? And she kept calling, in her blog, this is what drove me the most crazy about her blog. She kept calling it de-thawing.
That's thawing.
Yes, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you don't.
She's
you
like, it was
de-ice.
de-thawing, so you're freezing it?
You defrost.
So
like, where else am I gonna? I took
Chief,
it out
what do you
that
got?
morning. It was in the.
So there's a bunch of things that can see colors, like spiders can see ultraviolet and green. Insects can see ultraviolet, blue, and yellow. So there's a bunch of shit like that.
Deer see shades
Hold on.
of blue.
You killed one deer one time, named it after me, and now you're an expert.
All right.
Well, I know the fact.
So we'll go. Mammals, primate apes, and chimps have the same vision as us. Mammals, African monkeys are same as us. Mammals, South American monkeys can't see red as well, but those are
No Bulls fans.
no Bulls fans in South America. Poor Nocione. But yeah, that's the list, and I believe that we evolved eyesight, being able to see color because of ripe fruit. Like we evolved, like the ripe fruit came first.
You got to know which is ripe.
You're right, and then like that ability, like the people who were able to see color because they could pick out the ripe fruit in a tree instead of having it all look green, they were able to find food longer, so they passed down that thing and got all the way till now all apes and primates can see color.
So you know how like we have genetic advancements now where it's like, man, that guy's so tall and so smart, or like Dave, like, well, look at how those are nice ones. Could you like back then say it's like, I don't know, we're talking like hundreds of thousands of years ago. I'm sure this is developing where it's like, yo, did you hear about the guy? In the
might
fucking
have
next
been
thing
like
over? He can tell the
800,000 years
difference
ago.
between ripe fruit and spoiled fruit, and it's like that guy's the biggest swinging dick in the fucking
Or
colony.
even just like you're looking at an apple tree, and it's like, well, it all looks fucking green, so I don't know if that's a leaf or an apple or what. But if you're able to see that that's a red apple, you're ready to go to town.
Bring us the boy.
Yeah, bring us the
Like,
red
here
apple.
comes this kid out, and it's just like he can see.
Yep. Same thing with language. They think that the reason that we speak so well now is that all the people who didn't develop that language skill, they just died off.
How about that?
How
So
about
long,
that?
suckers. Dave, you made it. I made it. Chief, you made it. It's a good rundown.
I think it was pretty good rundown. Ed's out doing Ed things.
Do you miss him?
No.
He likes to put you on the spot in these.
Should I miss him?
Yeah, I like Ed.
You don't miss him though.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
You
I
don't miss him though.
I miss him a little bit.
What's
You don't
one
miss him.
thing? What's one thing you would just? He's not in the room. It's probably not gonna get back to him. Like, what's one thing you would say about Ed?
Ed, I'll say this. I don't like to compliment people per se, but Ed's lost a lot of weight.
That's true.
Oh, that is true.
That is true.
I wasn't gonna go that route, but that is true.
I think it's over 50.
I don't want that to get back to him though. Don't let that get back to him.
I think he has. I bet he has a. I bet he. This is weird, but he just strikes me as a guy who carries around a huge set of balls. Like he's got like to sit on
A
his
nutsack?
You know, like one of those weird. He's like, I gotta.
Have you ever
I
sat
gotta
on one-
shift on the couch? and, like,
Here's why I don't think that's true.
whoa.
I think if Ed had a giant set of balls, we would have heard about it by now.
I don't know.
There would have been some story
You
about
sure he
how he
wouldn't
was
be like,
selling
"Hey,
pictures of his
Paris?"
balls in
Oh,
high
yeah.
school. Like,
You didn't hear about this?
yeah, he definitely. It would have been like a thing at St. Pat's, being like, "Oh, you hear about Ed? He's got the giant balls."
He's the guy who holds the ball contest
Yeah.
out in the middle of the
Right,
forest.
exactly.
You go out there and you compare your
Exactly.
sack to this homeless guy that they buy booze from.
What do you think the next funny story we're gonna hear about Ed that just completely like how the fuck do we not hear about this over the last fucking 10 years?
Like,
They
there's
pour
no
in, like-
way to guess because they're like, who
They're
would have guessed he
so
ran a milk
obscure,
drinking
right?
contest? Like, he's just like the weirdest brain of all
You're gonna
time.
find out. No, it's when we find out that like Ed buys. Ed's like, I'm buying a house. Oh, sure, I'm buying a house. Oh, where's the house? And you look the house up, and it's gonna be like $6.5 million square footage, fucking everywhere.
Dave? What?
You know, I'm over.
You
here.
want a house? Speaking of which, I just got my radon disclosure back. House I'm buying doesn't have any radon. I
There
guess
you
that's
go.
good.
I thought well, we could talk about it after. But I think that could be it. You want to just wrap the show?
I think
we've exhausted
we
it.
do this. We
Yeah.
will be here forever. Thank you guys for
We can turn the
tuning in.
cameras off and just keep talking.
Like Tom actually stopped recording. Tom did like a soft fade out 6 minutes ago. He's just sitting here waiting to cut a cig. I'll join you. I will. This is the rundown. Wednesday, February 9th, Barstool, Chicago. Carl, Chief, Dave. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.